It's like we get to open up areas that are tensed. We get to kind of check in and release stuff and just balance everything in the body. It's so lovely. I'm so glad we all have this practice. I just can't imagine my life if I hadn't done this, like gone down this road. So go ahead and close your eyes and we're going to start breathing. And we'll just notice what we find. Noticing all the thoughts and conversations coming up in our minds. Redirecting the mind into the breath. We'll bring the hands together to the heart, honoring ourselves, showing up today in our honesty, in our compassion, and in our integrity. Let's just go ahead and let that go, and we'll just start some cat-cows to begin. Breathing forward and back along the spine. Come to your forward fold. Walk your hands up and take some shoulder rolls. Okay, bring the hands together like underneath the collarbones. I'm going to take this off. Underneath the collarbones at the sternum at midline. Press in and draw your chin up a little bit. So I'm anchoring my hands and pulling them down slightly to create a little tension for my chin to reach against, away from. And then take it over to the side just a little bit for your head side to side. I'm moving about like an inch away from midline with my chin. Not very much. Roll your chin all the way from one side down and take like U shapes from one shoulder. Chin comes down across the heart to the other shoulder. And we're just making this half circle, side to side. Let the chin come up through midline. Take your hands over to one side underneath the collarbones, press in and draw away. So I'm taking my hands under the collarbone, pressing in and drawing them over towards the side. So I get this anchor for the side of my neck to lift my chin away. Maybe check in if you brought your chin down. Just kind of explore with little movements, not looking for the hugest stretch feeling, just a little. Change to the other side. So I'm kind of using like the length of my thumb to press across the collarbone as much as I can, anchoring like the whole length of the collarbone if I can. Let that go down through center. Take your fingers and do a little self massage at the jaw. At the temples. Make that fountain from the eye, from the like the bridge of the nose up and over the eyebrows and the forehead. So I'm just using 2 fingers, going back and forth over the forehead, from the third eye area. And just go ahead and let all that go. Take your arms, reach them up, interlace the fingers and press them up to the sky. Draw the arm bones back just slightly, ribs in, so we're not back bending so much as lifting through the arms. Sometimes shoulder mobility, if it's a little more limited, the spine will back bend instead. Or if the spine moves less, the arms might have more mobility. Maybe. Sometimes things compensate back and forth. Let go, take your arms side to side, give yourself a hug. Shoulder blades down, roll your chin in and down. And again, a little movement side to side through the head. Bring the arms across the other one on top to the legs. So I'm holding on somewhere along the legs to lean back and round the spine. Let the shoulders come down. Good. Take your legs if you'd like to cross them a different way or a different position, cat-cows. That feels better. Do some circles, the Kundalini circles. And just remember today to listen into what your body is telling you. Take a breath before you make your choice. Watch for signs of tension or excessive effort. Change direction. And be open to the fact that it's a new day, it's a new practice, it's a new moment. Every time we're taking another breath, there's possibility for things to be a little different. And reach up, forward fold.
Mhm. Good. Let's come on into our table and keep moving through cat-cows. Back through your tabletop. Take your left leg back. Move your ankle. Bring the toes down and press into your foot. Check what it feels like if you press more towards the arch or the outside. And take the right leg back. Other side. Move your ankle around. And bring the toes down. Push into your foot. Draw your ribs in. And step up to your down dog. Downward facing dog. We'll be here for some time, breathing into the hands, pressing into them, working through the legs and the feet. This is absolutely a place where that shoulder and torso, spine, give and take might come up. Where if the shoulders can extend all the way to one line through the torso, we might bend the knees just slightly there, draw the heels towards the ground. But if it feels kind of like the shoulders don't have a lot of space to give, we need to bend the knees more and think about lengthening through the spine instead of the shoulders. So one might have to give for the other. Step forward. Half lift to fold. In your forward fold, make fists and move your wrists around. Relax the back of the neck, relax your jaw. Relax the arms to the ground. Draw the low belly in and rise up. Come up to mountain pose. Standing in your mountain pose. So I want to have a lot of awareness into the, like where my ribs are coming together here. The sternum is here. Power chakra is really like a lot of this area, but this is where we're like taking our ribs and as if we could bring them together more, kind of sealing up our power, our personal power and our like core strength. So when we do things like lifting up, we're lifting from the low belly drawing in, the middle, and this part draws in too. So we're like rounding in forward folds. We're pulling up from above, from below. So we're lifting ourselves internally. This part is a really beautiful part. All right, thank you. Reach up and forward fold. As we come down, we're rounding in from there, the lower, the middle, the upper. Little half lift, lengthen that space out. And step back both legs into your plank pose. So that is our solar plexus,
our big sun, our big light within us, our metabolism, our inner strength, our personal power, our willpower, our decisiveness. Bring the knees down, lengthen the hips back, walk your hands forward. So not child's pose, but just a big stretch out through the shoulders. Come forward and lower your tummy down. And up to cobra pose, draw it in. Exhale, lower down 2 more times, cobra. And 1 more time. And let it go. Push up to down dog. I'd say on an emotional level, that area can relate to other people a lot, like other people's power. Maybe if you kind of give it away to other people make the choices or something like that. Worry, that affects your tummy, like worrying about people or anything like that. Tummy issues. Step forward. Half lift to fold. And rise up. Open up. Come through mountain and start again. Reach out your arms up, inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Rounding in. Lengthen out to half lift and step back into plank pose. Knees down, draw the hips back, lengthen out. This also can be a moment to kind of take the pressure off of the wrists if you feel pressure on your wrists. Draw the heart forward. The front body is as if it's lifting up, drawing in as you're lowering down. Very controlled movement there. Cobra pose. Exhale to down dog. Step forward. Half lift. Exhale to fold. And rise up. Come through your mountain pose and begin again. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, forward fold. Half lift, lengthen the spine, open up across the chest, step back into plank pose and hold your plank. And notice your shoulders. And notice your breath. And draw the ribs in. Draw the low belly in. Think about making more length across your front body. Exhale, lower the knees down. Draw the hips back, lengthen out. And come forward to lower down. Cobra pose, inhale, lifts your heart up. The low belly, the middle, the upper lifts. Exhale, let that go and come up to down dog. Step forward. Half lift to fold. Let it go. Inhale to rise up. Stay up in mountain pose when you get there. We'll take a little forward to back and then side to side. So let's take the left foot back into crescent lunge. Stand into your crescent lunge. So this is a place where we might kind of let the spine draw forward through the ribs. And we're just going to take that
In, bend the back knee slightly so that the spine is lifting more upwards than kind of pushing forwards. Step forward and into chair pose. Up, right foot steps back, crescent lunge. We'll be doing this forward and back a little bit here. So the back knee bends so that the low back can be spacious, especially if you tend to get any sacrum issues. It's okay to have that leg lengthening, but just be aware of what you're feeling in your low belly, in your low back, and keeping the spine lifting upwards. Ribs in, nice space through your shoulders, soft jaw, everything's fine. Step forward and come into chair. Rise up, step the left foot back. Really draw that energy from your hips, the front hip points, drawing in, lifting up, zip it up through your rib cage. Step forward, down to chair. Stand, right foot back. It's like each time I have to readjust my torso, readjust my ribs in. And that does affect that back quad, interestingly. Step forward, down into chair. And come up, stay up. You can relax the arms down. If you want to take some motion, kind of clapping forward and back. Good. From here, we're going to come back into chair pose. And this is our center spot. Going side to side, lift up. Right foot steps out, down into like a wide chair squat. Knees and toes are in the same direction. Up, center. You don't have to come down low. Keep drawing the ribs in. Keep drawing the low belly in and up. If you lose that, take it a little more shallow, out to the other side and down. You could always change your arms if they're tired of being up. You could maybe take them to the hips, down through center, up. I like this big expansion, personally, lifting up. And then when I come down, I take the hands down into the heart, up and out, down. Keep going. Keep breathing. Remember, if you lose it through the front body, bring it back in a little bit. Just like with the mind, when the thoughts start to wander into conversations, arguments, planning, when we notice that, we bring it back to midline. We bring it back to the breath. One more time, side to side. I'm at the center right now, going out to the side, center, side, center. Ooh, thank goodness. And mountain. Big breath. You feel your breath restabilizing, soothing the heart beat. Good. Awesome. Open up the arms. Exhale to forward fold. Little half lift. Take the left foot and we're stepping it back, 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 all the way back. Bring that knee down if you like. To use a pillow, pat it with a pillow if you like. And This is an important part. I might use my arms and just kind of like lift them up, but I'm not. I'm using my low belly, middle, and upper to lift up. Ribs in, arms back slightly. If it's available to bring your hands together without straining your shoulders, I'm kind of locking my thumbs, pushing my fingers together, but my palms, that creates a little more tension in my shoulders than I'm looking for. Now lift up higher and draw the arm bones back slightly. Exhale, let it go. Come into a little twist, hand up to the knee. You can step your front foot out a little bit, make a little space. And I'm just twisting my heart to the knee. Bend the back knee, point your toes up. Reach back towards your foot. Maybe it's there, maybe not. No big deal this time. Let it go. So it's just to notice. Step back into your plank. Bring the knees down. Lengthen out your hips, stretching out through the shoulders. Come forward, come through your chaturanga. If you want to take your full plank chaturanga into up dog, we'll all end up in down dog. Reach your left leg up, 3-leg dog. Exhale, step your foot forward. Take your back foot to warrior one. Lower, middle, upper lifts you up. Coming into pyramid, you have options for your arms. If you'd like to reach them forward, hold on to your leg. If it feels stable and okay for you to bring them behind you, interlace the fingers, draw them up as your head comes down. This is relying a little more on that core inner deep strength, stability of the legs. And if that is good and you want to do reverse prayer, I'm getting into the wrists. My fingers come together behind the low back, making this like prayer position behind my back. Whatever you're doing, be there and breathe. Bend that knee, we're sliding the hands out from where they are, rising up through your warrior, and fly into your airplane warrior 3. Check into your abdomen, low belly, the ribs drawing in. Breathing into the back body more. Land into mountain pose and stand in mountain. Big breath. Great, reach your arms up, exhale, forward fold. A little lift and the right foot all the way back. Here we are. Rise, reach your arms up. Draw the ribs in, The abdomen and the back leg, everything's lifting up. And then the arms might draw back just slightly so that we create this little bit of an upper back bend without losing the strength of the lower parts of the core. Exhale, let that go. We're coming into this little twist motion. Walk your front foot out a little bit. Hand is underneath the shoulder, the other hand's above the knee on the thigh somewhere. And just taking this little movement for the heart over towards the knee. Bend your back knee. I have to roll my weight forward above the kneecap to do that, or else it kind of grinds on the kneecap. And reach back maybe your foot. And let that go. Step back into your plank pose. Bring your knees down, lengthen the hips back, soften your heart, lengthen your shoulders. Come forward, come through your chaturanga as you like, up dog or cobra, and end up in down dog. Right leg up, 3-leg dog. Exhale, step that foot forward, back foot to warrior one. Deep core lifts you up. Find your pose. I find it very useful to touch the areas I'm trying to connect with and understand more. So often I will like come up and kind of like feel my low belly, feel my middle, feel the ribs. Building more neural connections because our hands have so much neural connection, so much sensory connection that we can actually use it to help bring more life into that area. Into your pyramid, if you chose one hand position, you might do it again, or you might try another one. And we're here breathing. Bend that knee, come up, and fly into warrior three. Airplane, your choice for your arms. Land into your mountain. Inhale, lift up, exhale, forward fold. Sway if you like, side to side. A little lift, half lift, and take the left foot, again, all the way back. Rise up, reach your arms up. Hold on to, so my left leg is back. Use your right hand to hold on to your left wrist and lift up and over. So not the deepest side bend, just kind of like lifting away from that back outer knee, away from the quads. Bring the hands down. We're coming back to twist. Walk your front foot out slightly. Bend the knee and reach to your foot. Maybe it's more available this time. Maybe. I find the pillow under the knee extra useful for bending the knee so that it is kinder to the kneecap. If you're here, stay here. Try lowering the hips down slightly and lifting them up slightly just to see what you find and where you find it. And then let it go, nice and easy. So from here, bring your hand down, step back into plank, and just lift your hips up to down dog. I want to get into that on the other side. So we're going to take the left leg up and step it forward. Bring the back knee down. And on this side, it might be interesting for you, it's been interesting for me, to check the angle of my back foot when I'm in this sort of lunge. My foot tends to come in more than be straight back. And that's really interesting in my hip because it's a little rotation that I'm working on exploring why it does that. Hold on to your right wrist, lift it up and over. Exhale that hand down. Here we are coming into twist on this side. Walk your front foot out. Use something underneath the stabilizing hand if that helps you. The higher we could lift up the torso, the closer your foot will be. I usually use at least the knuckle of my palm to use my wrist lifting upwards a little bit more, or fingertips. Again, on this side, check in with lowering your hips and lifting them up. Just kind of check in. Let it go. Step back. Bring the knees down. Lengthen out. And we're just going to come up to this kneeling position with the toes tucked. Each toe is tucked, pinky toes, sitting on your heel. Use a pillow underneath if that helps. Use anything to prop up as high as you need to. We're just here. Bring your hands forward, untuck your toes, pat the ground. And step up to down dog. Good, reach your right leg up. And step it forward. We're just using that to come up and step all the way to the front. Mountain. Let's open up wide. I just want to do like a little bit out wide today before we come down and relax. Wide parallel stance. Exhale into your fold. And we'll be here. Do what feels good. If you like to hold on to your legs, drawing the head further down. If you like bending one knee at a time, reaching out to your one leg at a time, stretching out through your back. What do you need? Inhale to come on up. Open out to find your wide stance to the left. And we're just right into side angle. Stretching through the side body. Take your hands, spread out your fingers, stretch out your palms, make little fists, and then stretch them out and make a fist, and then come to like more of a natural neutral hand, soft hands. Open and soft. Reverse your warrior up and over. All of this is still drawing in to find that movement. Sink into your knee a little bit more. Reach your fingers behind you like you're pointing behind you. Come into triangle. I always hold my breath in reverse warrior, and I'm really trying to breathe into that. The little things along the way. Take your top hand and lengthen it overhead. So we're reaching forward this time. Let that go. Bend your knee, reverse warrior one more time, up and over, stretch out your ribs. Breathe. And let it go. Parallel the feet if it's available, and okay to interlace your fingers behind you. Shine the heart. Little bend in the elbows to keep from pushing them beyond straight. To forward fold. Slide them down the legs. And come on up. Opening to the right. Find your position into side angle. Reverse warrior up and over. Reaching behind you. Into triangle. Beautiful work. I love getting to see you do yoga. Thank you so much. Even here, the ribs are drawing in. Reach your arm overhead. Bring the hand down, bend your knee, reverse warrior. And let it go. Pivot the foot one more time to your wide forward fold. Now this open twist, left hand down underneath your eyes, kind of like right under your shoulder and your eyes. Lengthen out the spine. Notice what your hips are going to do, if they're going to drop out to one side. Try to keep them centered. Take your right arm up to twist. The hips are going to try to drop out on the left side. So we're just keeping awareness there. Exhale, that hand down, other side. Exhale, that hand down. Awesome. Bend your knees and rise up. Heel toe the rest of the way together. Shake out your ankles. And step back to the front of your mat. Let's come down into forward fold. Step out your feet a little bit wider. Draw the low belly in and sway. Maybe even walk your hands with you side to side. Come down into your table. Take a couple of rounds of cat-cows. So working anything else out of the back. And similar, we're gonna come up to kneeling, and I wanna step out. I'm gonna step out wide. You might not need to. We're doing gate and latch, so I'm just facing this way so you can see me. My left leg is out to the side, like that wide forward fold, but just one side. Take your hand, run it down the leg, this side body stretch up and over, ribs are in and lengthening through more of the side of the ribs. Hand down, other arm up, this leg lifts up. Now bring those toes down and reach your arm overhead. Lengthen like a rainbow from your back foot all the way overhead. Change. Slide the hand down as you make space up and over. And you bring your hand down. Leg up. Toes down and lengthen. So the heart almost rotates up like Wild Thing. Exhale, bring your hand down. Go ahead and come into your child's pose, just kind of rotating into child's pose. Ah, isn't it good? In child's pose, if you would like, take the forehead on the ground on your mat and just rock your head slightly side to side to massage your forehead. We're gonna come into pigeon or figure four. Come on in. Either side first, either position. Just continuing to let things settle in. Relax your upper body, whatever position you're in. Your next exhale, come out and change sides in your time. Come out in your time. Come up into your seat. Let's bring both legs forward to start. Use a pillow underneath your tailbone if it helps you to sit up more than drawing back through the low back. We want to be upright. And when you get there, come into your forward fold. Both legs forward, forward fold. So you walk your hands up. We're going to take the knees towards aligning at center. So face of light. Start with your left underneath. And of course, any alternate position if this is not the one for you. Working the knees towards center. Ribs in. Relax your shoulders. So my right leg is on top right now, my left arm to the sky. Bend the elbow and use the other hand to support that elbow. The slightest rotation, like the outside of the shoulder, is rotating forward. Keep the spine up, the neck long. So we're not crunching into the neck for the sake of the shoulders. If you have a good position here, you could maybe let go of your other hand and take it across the body, across the low back, and bend that elbow. Maybe your fingers come together, maybe they don't. You could use something to hold on to, but again, don't sacrifice your neck to stretch your shoulder. If you find yourself doing that, just bring this hand back to give more support. And relax your hips, relax your knees, relax your jaw. No big deal. Exhale, let's take that same top arm across to stretch across. Let go to a little forward fold if you like. Walk the hands back up if you did. Just lean back and take the legs to change. I like to stretch them out first and then change, but take a breath just to settle into the legs first. We're just like giving them a nice relief. And then the right arm is the one that we're bending to the top first. Relax the hips, relax your knees. And the option to take the other arm across, bending into that elbow. Again, if it really does stuff to your neck, I just don't find it worth it. I'd say the most ideal thing to do in that situation would be to use a scarf or a towel so that the hands are working towards coming together, but there's more space to hold on. Gentle let go, take that right arm across the body. and into forward fold, if you like. So the neck, shoulders, jaw, throat, all of that area is throat chakra, expression, creativity. Lean back, take your legs out. And let's take the right leg out. We'll do a big back stretch, leg stretch over the leg. So turning the heart to the foot and letting your body relax over the leg. That throat chakra stuff can come up as expression or not expressing, tension, jaw tension. Walk the hands up. Other side. All of the different energy centers, the emotional energy centers, they all relate. They all influence each other and are turning together. Let's walk the hands back up. I just want to come into a neutral seat for readdressing the shoulders here. So I just want to take a few more shoulder rolls, checking in what that feels like now. Drawing the chin down. Keep your shoulders pulling back slightly so that you're more open across the chest. We're just doing side to side again, chin to one side, down and the other. You might notice I don't do full circles in the neck. Up. Take your left hand, anchor it to the side, and the chin draws over to the right shoulder. Other side, anchor. And we can let it go. Let's go ahead and roll back onto the back. And come into your happy baby. So we'll come into bridge pose, bring your feet down. Now this is a little interesting if we think about that space through the abdomen. Bringing it in, but letting it open as well. So it's kind of stretching it out from drawing the knees forward. You might notice like the abdomen wants to just kind of like push up a lot. And we're finding, we're just kind of exploring that. Naturally, it wants to because that's the shape we're doing. Notice if you drew the ribs in slightly and continued the shape lifting up from the back. Lift up your heels and roll down. Draw your knees out side to side, just letting them move side to side. Let's take this into a twist, whatever twist feels good for you. In your twist, allow your breath to open up your back, breathing into the back body. Change sides. And come back. Let's return into bridge pose. If you'd like to do wheel, if that's in your practice, where we would take the hands, the palms on the ground, framing the head, elbows are up, pressing into the feet and creating like a bridge pose, but the whole torso lifts up. If that's, in your practice to do that, you could. And come out. Come into a restful position, either the knees in butterfly or in daydreamer. Maybe spread out wide, almost Shavasana time. Just want to take a moment first. And for one last pose, if you like, either fish pose or shoulder stand, plow pose, or you might be choosing a different one or just ready to let go. So plow pose, shoulder stand, where we use the hands at the low back to lift the hips up, kind of stacking the hips over the heart. Fish pose, where we do something similar. The hands frame the sacrum, the palms on the ground, the forearms pressing down, squeezing the legs towards each other like cobra, lifting up the heart and bringing the back of the head down, like the top back of the head, and using that to open up across the heart. And when you're ready, come into Shavasana.